Shafar, which means horn. It's registered.
Sha'afwan, Barapariam, Banyashala,
Sha'afwan, Manapariam, Manyashaha.
Shemi Hoshai Barakata.
Yeah, yun, which means wine.
Ayashala, which means to Israel.
Shafar, which means horn. Imagine, so plenty happen done. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abinau. Spashamai.
Bashmai,
Dashaya.
Bashaya,
Shemka.
Shamka,
Yahweh. Lapaka. Tabah. Tazak.
Zak,
Ayah.
Ya,
Aisha.
Shah,
Barataza.
Ratisa,
Hawa.
Wa,
Ayah.
Ya,
Shemai.
Shemai,
Thalana.
Thalana,
Khum.
Come,
Kaliwa.
Kalyua,
Salaknu.
Salakana,
Kawatnu.
Wafka,
Kaslaknu.
Salakana,
Kawatnu.
Wafka,
Wala'a.
Wala'a,
Kabayana.
Bayana,
Banasir once.
One,
Ball.
Ball,
Oshinu.
Oshina,
Mayan.
Bayan,
Ra.
Ra,
Kaya.
Ya,
Laka.
Ka,
Amalakwa.
Akwa,
Wa'ala.
Ba'a,
Wahata Parak.
Parak,
I will love you.
I will love you.
Amen.
Amen.
The English. Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Thy kingdom come.
kingdom come,
Thy will be done
will be done
in earth
on earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread.
daily bread.
Forgive us our debts
Give us our
as we
debts.
forgive our debtors.
We forgive our debtors.
Lead us not into temptation,
Lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Prayer for the power. Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Hashem Yehoshua,
Baba Kasha.
Baba
The
Kasha,
Thalana.
Thalana,
Akah.
Ka,
Akah.
Ka,
Darba.
Arba'a,
Kamakala.
Kamakala,
Kamarawa.
Kamarawa,
Akah.
Ka,
Latahar.
Tahar,
Kamatazariah.
Right,
Akah.
Ka,
Lakbayanga.
Hakwayam,
Amatu.
Matha,
Akah.
Ka,
Arakawa.
Arakawa,
Atamala.
Tamala,
Agarshani.
Shah,
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Hashem Yehoshua,
What Amun.
Wadama,
Power.
Yahweh,
In the name of Yahushua.
name of Yehoshua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the
The
power,
power to heal.
power to heal
All manner of sickness.
all manner of
And
sickness,
all manner of disease.
all manner of
The
disease,
power to cleanse lepers.
power to cleanse the leper,
The power to raise the dead.
power to raise the
The
dead,
power against unclean spirits.
power against unclean
To
spirits,
cast them out.
cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
Name of Yehoshua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Psalms 121. Asha Ayanya.
Ashah, Yanya,
Ahahari.
Ahahari,
Mayan.
Mayan,
Yaba'a.
Yaba'a,
Azari.
Sorry,
Azari.
sorry,
Ma'an.
I,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Aisha.
Shah,
Shemai.
Shemai,
Waratiza.
Ratisa,
Aliyah.
Aliyah,
Mawat.
Awat,
Regalka.
God,
Ayawam.
Awam,
Shamar.
Shamar,
Anah.
Nah,
Ayawam.
Ayanawam,
Ayah Yashan.
Ayashah,
Shomar Yasha'al.
Shamar, Yashah,
Yahweh Shamar.
Yahweh Shamar,
Yahweh Tazal.
Yahweh Tazal,
Aliyah Yamyunka.
Yadim Yonka,
Yawamam.
Yawamah,
Ashamash.
Shamash,
Ayah Kaka.
Ayatka,
Wayarak Balayla.
Wayamak, Balaya,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Yashamar.
Shamar,
Bakal Ra.
Kabra,
Yashamar.
Shamar,
After Pasha.
Pashta,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Yashamar.
Shamar,
Tazat.
Tazat,
Babawak.
Babak,
Ma'aika. Well, I will love
I love you.
I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
Lift up my eyes to the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from your house,
My help cometh from your house.
which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
You will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in,
and thy coming in.
from this time forth
From this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
Psalms 83. Alahai,
Ahai,
Al-Damiyalaka, Al-Tarash,
Al-Tarash,
Al-Tashakwa,
Al-Tashqwa,
Allah,
Allah,
Kayanah,
Ayahana,
Al-Yabika,
Al-Baki,
Yahamiwan,
Hamayawa,
Al-Mishnayika,
Al-Mashanai,
Nashawa,
Al-Shab,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al-Aimika,
Al-Aimik,
Yariyomu,
Yom,
Sawaz,
Wa,
Waythayaitaswa,
Ayahaitaswa,
Al-Tasabwanyika,
Al-Tashqwa,
Amaru,
Amor,
Akawa,
Kawa,
Al-Kakibu,
Kaki,
Al-Gali,
Goy,
Wala'ah,
Ah,
Yazakar,
Kar,
Shem Yasha'al,
Shem Yashar,
Iwad,
Wa,
Kayat,
Kaya,
Awaitaswa,
Ayahaitaswa,
Abi Khadu,
Ayahaitaswa,
Alika,
Ayah,
Baryat,
Ayah,
the Karath,
Rafa,
Ahali,
Ayah,
Adawum,
Rawa,
Weshmali,
Shemai,
Moab,
Wa,
Wahagari,
Gari,
Kabal,
Ba,
Wa'anwan,
Ayah,
Wa'amulak,
Malak,
Palashak,
Shah,
Aini Shabi,
Shah,
Tazawar,
Zawar,
Gamashawar,
Damash,
Galawat,
Wa,
Imam,
Ma,
Ayawat,
Wa,
Tarawat,
Wa,
Bani Lawat,
Banyalwa,
Salat,
Salah,
Ashalam,
Shah,
Kamadi,
Madi,
Kasaya Sarah,
Yasara,
Kayabi,
Yad,
Nakal,
Bakar,
Bayashu,
Rash,
Ashamadu,
Shema,
Bayandar,
Ari,
Ayawat, Dama,
Ma,
Ladama,
Ma,
Shayathamu,
Thamwa,
Nadayamu,
Yab,
Kaira,
Ai,
Kazab,
Kazab,
Kazabak,
Kazabak,
Kazalmana,
Zaman,
Kamsakum,
Kamwa,
Shah,
Shah,
Amaru,
Marwa,
Nayrashah,
Shah,
Wanwat,
Wa,
Ah,
Ah,
Nawat,
Wa,
Al-Hayr, Al-Hayyat,
Hayat,
Shayathamu,
Thamwa,
Kagabla,
God,
Kakwash,
Kwash,
Kafiraka,
Banyakwa,
Kaash,
Ash,
Shalari Ira,
Iri, Iri,
Kalahaba,
Bakala,
Kalahat,
Aha,
Party,
Ari,
Kataradamu,
Kandar, Dam,
Basarikas,
Ari,
Ovasopaka,
Basawat,
the Bahalam,
Bahalam,
Malaa,
Ah,
Punyu,
Banya,
Palawan,
Bawan,
Kwashman,
Kwash,
Shimkush,
Ka,
Yahaw,
Yahaw,
Bashman,
Bash,
Bahal,
Bahal,
Ida Ida,
Ah,
Westapar,
Par,
Bayabadi,
God,
Wayadai,
Die,
Kayat,
Ya,
Tha,
Tha,
Shimkush,
Ka,
Yahaw,
Yahaw,
Babak,
Bye,
Ali,
I,
I'll call Haratza.
Alcohol, righteousness.
Keep not thou silence, O my power.
Keep not thou silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Not thy
And
peace.
be not still, O power.
Be not still, O God.
For lo,
Lo,
thy enemies make a tumult,
enemies make it smoke.
and they that hate thee
They that hate
have lifted up the head.
lift up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken back the counsel
against thy people.
against thy
They
people.
consulted against thy hidden ones.
Consulted against thy hidden.
They have said, Come,
They said, Come,
let us cut them off from being a nation,
let us cut them off from being a nation.
that the name of Israel
The name of Israel
may be no more in remembrance.
no more remember.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They have consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee,
They are confederate against
the tabernacles of Edom,
the tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites, of Moab,
Moab,
and the Hagarenes,
Hagarenes,
Baal,
Baal,
and Ammon, and Amalek,
Amalek,
the Philistines,
Philistines,
the inhabitants of Tyre.
the inhabitants of Tyre.
The sword also is joined with them.
The sword also is joined.
They have opened the children of Lot.
Hope in the children of Lot.
Salah,
Salah,
do unto them
do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
unto the Midian.
as to Sisera,
This is Sarah,
as to Jabin,
to Jabin,
at the brook of Kison,
brook of Kisa,
which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like a red,
Make their nobles like Mored,
and like Zed.
like Zed.
Yea,
Yea,
or their princes
all
Zabah,
their princesses survived.
and as Zalmunna,
And that's Hamuna,
who said,
who said,
Let us take to ourselves
let's take to ourselves
the houses of the Most High in possession.
houses of the Most High in possession.
O my power,
Oh my God,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the stubble before the wind.
as the fire burneth the wood,
Fire burneth the wood,
and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
as the flame set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest,
So persecute them with thy temper.
and make them afraid with thy storm.
Make them afraid with thy sword.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with
that
shame.
they may seek thy name.
They may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
let them be confounded in trouble forever.
let them be confounded in trouble forever.
Yea,
Yea.
let them be put to shame and perish,
Let them be put to shame and perish.
that men may know
That men may know
that thou,
that
whose name alone
His name alone
is Yahweh,
Yahweh,
art the Most High
are the Most High
over all the earth.
all the earth.
Blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh,
Rakadari Yahweh,
by Yahweh Shah,
Shama
Wamayaka'al,
Amayaka,
Walahai,
Alahai,
Matazabia Alawapihan,
Zabia, Alawaka,
Alawapi,
Alawaka,
Astronia,
Sranya,
Matazayanya,
Patazayani,
Akayali,
Kayayali,
Bahakwafi, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai,
Shemyosha,
Wadaman.
Wadaman.
In the English, bless you, Yahweh,
Blessed Yahweh,
and Yahweh Shah,
and Yahweh,
and Mike,
and my
and the agents,
and the agents,
manager of Yahweh,
manager of Yahweh,
the generals,
generals,
the captains,
captains,
the officers,
officers,
the troopers,
troopers,
and assistants.
sisters,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh Shah,
name of Yahweh,
thank you.
thank you,
So be.
so be it.
Prayer for the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and
and
earth,
all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh Shah,
in the name of Yahweh,
listen to us now,
listen to us now,
right now.
right?
Send evils and curses,
And evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
punishment and destruction
to the heathen,
to the heathen,
speak against us,
speak against
thy
us,
prophets, the
prophets,
teachers,
teachers,
princes,
princes,
priests,
priests,
Israelite brothers,
Israelite brothers,
in the school.
in school,
Send evils and curses,
and evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
punishment and destruction
to the heathen,
to the heathen,
and shake loose
shake
the
loose
treasure
the treasure,
of the rich of Israel
the rich of Israel,
that refuse to give to the
they
school.
refuse to give to the school,
Force their riches,
force their riches,
take the rich of thy sanctuary.
enter thy sanctuary,
Send evils and curses,
and evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
punishment and
to
destruction
the Edomites,
to the Edomites,
the nations,
the nations,
and the drug dealers,
the drug dealers,
court system,
court
the
system,
prison system,
prison system,
Planned Parenthood,
and parent,
all the governments of our enemies,
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Amalek synagogues and
the
armies,
Roman Catholic Church,
Roman Catholic Church,
the Pope,
Pope,
Islam,
Islam,
Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Egyptology,
militia,
militia,
Ku Klux Klan,
Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
Aryan Nation,
skinheads,
skinheads,
posse comitatus,
Posse Comitatus,
the gay movement,
gay
the lesbian movement, the spies, workers of witchcraft,
witchcraft,
NASA space program,
NASA space program,
Army,
Army,
Navy,
Navy,
Air Force,
Air Force,
Marines,
Marines,
Wall Street,
Wall Street,
open up the internet,
open up the internet,
in the airways,
Airwaves,
the cable access channel,
cable access channels,
in the radio
and
channel,
the radio channels,
convict the spirit
convict the spirit
of any of thy people
many of thy people,
that seek to stop us,
seek to stop us,
bring swift destruction
bring swift destruction
to all the heathen
to all the
that
heathen,
stand in the way,
stand in the way,
and try to stop us
try to stop
from broadcasting your word
broadcasting your word
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues,
Loose all the plagues,
cause them to go to and fro
cause them to go to and fro
through the earth,
through the earth,
and consume them.
consume
But the plagues
the plagues,
shake the house of the thief
take the house of the thief
and the murder.
and the murder.
Let your house shine.
Yahweh,
Michael and Gabriel,
Michael and Gabriel,
put down the flying saucers,
down with the flying saucers,
and punish all the heathens,
punish all the heathen,
come up against us,
come up against
as
us,
we speak thy word,
and speak thy word.
cause it to be known by all.
Cause it to be known by all.
And it is the angels that have done it.
There's the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread through the media,
Cause it to be spread through the media,
throughout the whole world.
throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake thy coming.
Cause it to shake at thy
In
coming.
the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh.
Thank you always.
Yo,
So be it.
so be it.
Saw face the front. That's what I'm talking about. Shabbat, which means be seated. What? And we're back here for another Sabbath service. If y'all have been with us for the past several weeks and several months at this point, we've been following Jacob and then Joseph's journey into Egypt, being given charge and control over all Egypt, saving him through a famine so that he was able to to save Egypt. And Pharaoh was the Pharaoh of that time was indebted to him and showed him great respect. And when they finally reunited with his brothers and then reunited with his father last week, now his father's getting towards the end of his life. And so where we're at is Genesis, the 49th chapter, when Jacob called his sons together to tell them that which shall befall you in the last days. And that's the reason that this chapter is a very heavy chapter in the Bible. These are prophecies that help us identify who the tribes are today. And so we're going to start in the Hebrew at 49 and verse 3.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 3. Rawaban, Bakarya, Kakya, Wara'ash Yah, Awanya, Yathar, Sha'ah, Wayathar, Isaac. Verse 4. Hakaz, Kamayam, Al, Dawathar, Kaya, Awya, Mashakabya, Abayaka, Azah, Kalala, Yatazawa, Aya, Ayla. Verse 5. Shammai 1, Walawaya, Akyam, Kalya, Kamas, Makarath, Yaham,
Shammai 1, Waloya, Akim, Simeon and Levi are brothers. Now, of course, they were brothers. Why were they joined together in this verse? Because they were going to be close together all the way to the last days, which means dwelling on the same island. These are the Dominicans and the Haitians. Keep going.
Verse 6. Basadam, Al, Taba'ah, Pasha, Bakwahalam, Al, Bakat, Kabadja, Kaya, Bapam, Aragawa, Ayash, Wabarataza, Nam, Aikwarwa, Shawar. Verse 7. Arawar, Apam, Kaya, Azah, Waibaratham, Kaya, Kwashatha, Ahalakwam, Bayaikwam, Waap Yatazam, Bayashara'al, Bayasharala. Verse 8. Yahawada, Atha, Yawadawaka, Akyaka, Yadaka, Bayara, Ayabayaka, Yashathak, Wawa, Laka, Banya, Abayaka. Verse 9. The war, Araya, Yahawada, Matara,
The war, which is a cub. The war, Ariyah, the cub of a lion. So this is where it says Judah is a lion's whelp. Keep going.
Maka, Banya, Alya, Kara'ai, Rabataza, Ga'arya, Wakalab Ya'a.
Rabatazah ka Ariyah. So we already said Ariyah is lion. Where's that ka in front? Like. So Rabatazah is lying down or crouching down like a lion. And what is a lion doing when it's crouching down? It's stalking its prey, hunting its prey. Read.
Kawanka, Moya, Yakwa, Yamanwa.
Which is based on Kawam, which is to rise. And it's saying Maya, which is who? Who is going to rise him up? So back to the English. We'll break this down a little bit. Now, from the jump, I'm going to say for this entire chapter, go to YouTube and the water site. Go to YouTube, go to Cross the Line Radio, and find Captain Katzaz's excellent 2-hour-long lectures on the 12 tribes charts. This brother brings out archaeology, history, goes all over the place, all around the world, and back breaking this down. And he just did a new version, I believe on Captain Jazariak's channel the other night. So yeah, absolutely. Please go check that out. For any questions about what these, how these prophecies play in and all the supporting evidence that exists and everything else. But back to the English from verse 3.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 3. Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity, and the excellency of power.
So Reuben was the firstborn, and it's talking about the excellency of dignity and the excellency of power. Reuben had, even like all of the American Indians had like this dignified style. It's so similar to what we rock today, and it's so similar to what's described in the scriptures, to what we rocked in the ancient days. But Reuben in particular had a real dignified, they had headpieces, they had this very, very dignified look. And when it talks about their strength and their power, remember, that's the tribe, the native tribe that never surrendered. They fought all the way until, the white man really had to bust out all of their relentless ruthlessness on Reuben, because Reuben would not surrender. Keep going.
Verse 4. Unstable as water, thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed. Then defilest thou it. He went up to my couch.
So this is talking about what happened earlier in Genesis when Reuben had. We're going to pull up that scripture in a second, but keep going.
Verse 5. Simeon and Levi are brethren. Instruments of cruelty are in their habitations. Verse 6.
And so that again, that refers to them continuing to be close together. And the instruments of cruelty, the Dominicans and the Levites are known for being very violent towards each other. Number one, if you look through the history of particularly what the Dominicans have done to the Haitians, I don't know if y'all ever heard of the Parsley Massacre, but this was under this dictator called Trujillo, and he went to the border where there were a lot of Haitians living, and went around and tested them by having his men go and find people and have them pronounce the Spanish word for parsley. And because the Haitians had like a French-based accent, they were not able to say the R's the way that the Dominicans could say it. And so if they said it wrong, they killed them on the spot. And they went around hacking people with machetes. And this is in recent history. So instruments of cruelty, and of course, even within each other, there's a lot of voodoo on that island, on both sides of the island. They're close together, but they still have the instruments of cruelty. And of course, to this day, I don't know, there was a video the other day that was going viral on Twitter in the Dominican Republic. 2 men on the street in front of a gas station in not broad daylight, but like part of the nighttime when everybody was out, had a machete fight. And I don't know if any of y'all saw this. They start swinging the machetes at each other. Dude's hand goes flying off. And when they stop fighting, dude runs over and picks up his hand like he dropped his wallet and walks away with it. So yeah, keep going.
Verse 6. O my soul, come not thou into their secret, unto their assembly, mine honor, be not thou united. For in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they dig down a wall.
And that's a reference to when they went down together and they killed they killed the people that raped they unalived people that violated their sister. And they did it, but they did it in such a way, that they caused Jacob to be like, oh man, now the whole land is gonna come up and take revenge on us, because they just went out and did it, right? They just went out and found this person, just bam. So keep going.
Verse 7. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce. and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel.
Which is true. They've been divided and scattered. Dominicans that are Levites are everywhere. They don't, to some extent, like we got Levite neighborhoods in Queens and in Brooklyn, but when you go outside of New York, they be all over the place. They don't really, stay in one neighborhood. Dominicans be all over the place. Dominicans really try to assimilate. Keep going. Is that verse? Nah, keep going.
Verse 8, Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee.
So everything you're going to see when it talks about Judah here, of course, the so-called Negroes, or according to the trending terms on Twitter, right? ADOS, FBA, freedmen, American blacks, all that. That's Judah. And all this is going to talk about Judah being the head tribe and all the other tribes looking up to Judah, which, I think that explains itself. Keep going.
Verse 9, Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion. And as an old lion, who shall rouse him up?
So this is easy to visualize because this is talking about the way Judites are. Judites are always looking for a victim, right? We got that. That spirit is heavy in Judah of a lion crouched down looking for the prey. But of course, at the same time, this is the head tribe that everybody's coming to be a part of, to assimilate, and not just the other tribes, but the whole world's trying to be like Judah. Let's keep it real. There's been a bunch of viral videos going around this week of other nations trying to do hip hop. There was some Japanese girl that they said had the Project Pat flow. And there was that Japanese, I don't know if y'all remember the Japanese dude who went viral a few months ago. He went viral again for another video. They're always trying to capture that flow. Keep going.
Genesis 49, verse 10.
Back to the Hebrew.
La'ah, Yasawar, Shabbat, Maya Hawada, Wa Makaka, Mabayan, Ragal Yawa, Id, Kaya, Yaba'a, Walawa, Ya'ai Ha, Ya'ai Kwa, I'm Yam. Verse 11. Asarya, Lagapan, Walasharaka, Banya, Athnawa, Kabas, Bayayan, Labashawa, Wabadam, Ainab Yam. Verse 12. Kakal Yaya, Ayan Yam, Mayayan, Walabad, Shanyam, Makalab. Verse 13. Sabawalan, La Kawa, Yam Yam, Yashakan, Wahawa'a, La Kawa, Anyawa, Wayarakathwa, Ayah, Tazayadan. Verse 14. Ya Shashakar.
And Khan, just looking at the comments, the brother said that Voodoo and the Santeria, they're both versions of the same thing, and they together with those instruments of cruelty. Keep going.
I don't want to come. Tamar, Garam, Rabatazah, Bayan, Amashapathya. Verse 15. Wayara'ah, Marakah, Kaya, Tawa, Wa'ah.
That Ra'ah is to see. So Ra'ah is and he saw. Manakah, which is rest. Kayatawa, it was good. And this is going to describe, Issachar, who values some rest in the middle of the day. And a good siesta is a beautiful thing. Keep going.
Ha'arataza, Kaya, Naima, Waya, Shakamwa, Lasabal, Wayahaya, Lamas, Ibad. Verse 16.
That Ibad is the word for servant or slave. Remember that because it's still describing Issachar. We're going to get back to that in English. Read.
Khan, Dan, Yadyan, Amawa, Ka'akad, Shabbatya, Yasharala. Verse 17. Yaya, Dan, Nakash, Alya, Darak, Shapyapan, Alya, Arak, Anashak, Iquabya, Sawas, Wayapal, Rakabwa, Akwar.
Back to the English.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. Verse 11. Binding his fowl unto the vine, and his ass's colt unto the choice vine. He washed his garments in wine, and his clothes in the blood of grapes.
So now check this out. This is read that again.
Verse 11. Binding his fowl unto the vine, and his ass's colt unto the choice vine. He washed his garments in wine, and his clothes in the blood of grapes.
So all of this, again, the scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet until Shiloh come. All of this is, and unto him shall be the gathering of people. All this is talking about Judah being the head tribe. Judah, of course, is the tribe that brought this truth back through Harlem. Judah is in that position, partially by being here in America and being able to have that influence, but just because this is what it was. This is what it always was. Judah was prophesied from this time to have that type of influence amongst Israel and amongst the tribes. And talking about washing his garments in wine and his clothes in the blood of grapes. Listen, Judah enjoys some wine and some strong drink. And enjoys it. Keep going.
Oh God. Verse 12. His eyes shall be red with wine, and his teeth white with milk.
And that's simple. And the milk represents, the finer things. Because milk, there's a scripture that talks about somebody asking for water and being given milk. Milk was more expensive. Milk was more, more valuable at that time. So that just represents Judah's going to enjoy the finer things in life. He's going, as the scriptures say, eat, drink, and be merry. Read.
Oh God. Verse 13. Zebulun shall dwell at the haven of the sea, and he shall be for an haven of ships, and its border shall be unto Zidon.
So now Zebulon, which is the Central Americans, this became a haven of the sea and a haven for ships because the entire world was transformed when the Panama Canal was built. Shipping across the world was transformed, and now that is the thing that allows shipments to pass from the Pacific Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean without, days and days of going all around. This is a haven of ships. Read.
Verse 14. Isupk is a strong ass, catching down between two burdens.
And Issachar is a strong ass to this day. When you think of a donkey, you think of the so-called Mexicans. It's almost like a stereotype, like in cartoons and everything. So that's still associated with Mexico more so than anywhere else to this day. Keep going.
Verse 15. And he saw that rest was good, in the land that it was pleasant.
I mean, that's straightforward. He saw that rest was good. Issachar is known for having siestas, for resting in the middle of the day. They made that a stereotype as well. The brother in the middle of the workday will sit, turn his hat down, turn his sombrero down. Even in America, they'll have a baseball cap and turn it down with sombrero. Just take some rest. Rest is good. We don't understand that in other parts of the world, even among the other tribes. We have a hard time. I mean, we enjoy it, but we don't find it. Keep going.
And bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant unto tribute.
And became a servant. Remember that word I bought. Became a servant unto tribute, because that's essentially, what Issachar has been brought down to at this point under the curses that we under. Issachar is the new slave to the white man. He's the one that's out in the fields today, filling buckets and buckets and buckets of apples and getting paid pennies for it. He's the one because they're in here and they pretend they want to get them out of here and call them illegal, everything else. But this economy only runs because they got so many Issacharites that's all papers that they can pay whatever, that they can take advantage of and abuse because they're just trying to feed their family. So he's become a servant to bear and bowed his shoulder. Keep going.
Verse 16. Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Israel. Verse 17. Dan shall be a serpent by the way, an adder in the path, that biteth the horse heels, so that his rider shall fall backward.
And that's talking about subtlety, because Dan, of course, is not found in Revelations among 144,000, because Dan was absorbed into the other tribes. Back to the Hebrew.
Genesis 49, verse 18. La yashawa'aika kwawa Yahweh. Verse 19. God what? Yagawadanwa. Wa'a. Yaga. Aikwa. Verse 20. Mashar. Shamana. Lakamwa. Wahawa'a. Yathan. Ma'idanya. Malak. Verse 21. Napathalia. Ayala. Shalaka. Anathan. Amariah. Shapar. Verse 22. Ban. Harath. Yawasa. Ban. Barach. Harath. Aliyah. Ayan. Banwa. Tazaida. Aliyah. shall war. Verse 23. Waya mararawa. Warabwa. Waya shatamawa. Baalya. Katazayam. Verse 24.
Back to the English.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 18. I have waited for thy salvation, O Lord. Verse 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last.
Now, this is one of the most self-explanatory of these verses. The troop shall overcome Gad. A troop shall overcome the North American Indians. A troop, you can just picture the devil riding across horseback and slaughtering our brothers, the North American Indians, ruthlessly. I mean, the stories, when you read the history on what they did to the Gadites, it's inhuman. They, like, it was a normal thing for them to, for them to cut the wombs out of pregnant women, for them to dismember women and children. And some of y'all are really out there still trying to defend the Edomites. I want y'all to read the history on what they did to Gad. Y'all should already know the history on what they did to Judah. And if you don't know the history of what they did to Benjamin and Levi, just multiply whatever you know about what they did to Judah. Just put an exponent on that. Because one of the things that would happen is if a slave, during the time of slavery here in America, if a slave was rebellious or wasn't working the way they wanted to work, the worst threat that they could hear was that they were going to be sold to the West Indies, because that's how famously ruthless they were in the West Indies, in those cane fields. If you can look into the history of what this man has done when he has had no restraints on him, and somehow defend him, and somehow you want to see him in the kingdom, you want to see him chilling in the kingdom. Go ahead.
Verse 20. Out of Asher his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainties.
This is talking about the Asher is the part of South America that includes Brazil. So it says his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainties. Brazil is one of the top economies on the planet. Brazil is a powerhouse in the world, and almost mirrors America in a lot of ways, in the ways that it's set up and everything. So Brazil has a lot, even though you see the black and indigenous Brazilians living in the favelas, living in tin shacks on a hill. The Brazilians that's chilling are chilling because that land, their bread shall be fat. And we are entitled to that land, and we are entitled to that fat bread. We're going to get it. Read.
Verse 21. Naphtali is a hen let loose. He giveth goodly words.
Which is a deer roaming free. And this is on the southern part of South America that includes Argentina and Chile. And I want y'all to go and look up, some of the landscapes there. A hind let loose, like they have some of the most beautiful land in the world. And a lot of it is still vast and open. There's a famous train route in Argentina. People go to Argentina just to take this train out through the wild, out through the wilderness, because it's so beautiful out there. So just imagine a deer running loose. Sorry.
It's like, and also look up the native to Argentina. That's what you have to really look up, the native, because the popular is funny, because Argentina people would say those is Europeans, because a bunch of Europeans went over there and colonized, and they became the quote unquote the native.
Right.
But read up, what I'm saying, read up or look up the native Argentinians,
right,
and see what they're doing to them right now. Because you know what I'm saying, the native population there is like a sixth class citizen.
Yeah.
A sixth class citizen, literally.
Big
A sixth class citizen.
Big
You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? The black population is a black population there, and they're in the fifth class citizen.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? The native is like power. It's the same thing that's going on here in America. But look up the indigenous Argentinians.
That's facts. 'Cause I've been looking into Argentina a lot lately, and I mean, for those of y'all who don't know the history, all the other parts of Latin America were colonized by the Spaniards, and you know they brought over slaves, they oppressed the Indians, and you know that's kind of the story. But with Argentina, after that, they started to have waves of immigration from Europe, more so than anywhere else except America. It was like another Ellis Island. So they have whole classes of Italian Argentines and German Argentines. And it's almost like you said, the top class is the Italian Argentines, then it's the Germans, then it's the Spaniards. The white people, the white Argentines oppress each other, but then they all team up to keep us all the way down the list. And the indigenous Argentines and the black Argentines, you got to search for them. Because they ain't the worst. They first they put us on the front lines during all their little petty wars with the British, and then they pushed us all into the hinterlands, into the edge of the earth in Argentina. So yeah, that was big facts. Keep going.
On time. Verse 22. Joseph is a fruitful oak.
Fruitful bough, like a big plant.
That. Even a fruitful bough by a well, whose branches run over the wall.
Like what's that song? When the bough breaks, the cradle will, like a bough, like in a tree. So it's a lot. That's the only time I've ever heard that word used in the language. Yeah, but Joseph is a fruitful bough by a well whose branches run over the wall. This is talking about being fruitful. And man, if it's not a stereotype for Puerto Ricans and Cubans to be fruitful, like Captain Cazar said, you can damn near sneeze on a woman and get her pregnant. Look, that's the blessing. That's the blessing for Ephraim. Keep going.
On time. Verse 23. The archers have sorely grieved him and shot at him and hated him.
Because those Carib Indians and the Taino Indians got it the worst out of everybody in Central and South America because they were the first to meet Columbus and the first to meet the so-called explorers and discoverers. And they did what they wanted. They showed all that same ruthlessness that they showed to Gad, they showed to Joseph in the West Indies on the islands of Puerto Rico and Cuba. And so that's what it's talking about when it says the archers have sorely grieved him and shot at him and hated him. And back to the Hebrew, verse 24.
On time. Genesis chapter 49, verse 24. Watasha, Vayathan, Pashatwa, Wayapazawa, Zaraiya, Yadyan, Mayadya, Abayar, Ya'ikwa, Masham, Raya, Aban, Yasharala. Verse 25. Wa'al, Abayaka, Wa'ya'izararka, Wa'ah, Shadya, Wa'yabaraka, Baraka, Shamyam, Ma'ayel, Baraka, the Hawam, Rabbatazah, Bakat, Baraka, Shadyam, Warakam, Verse 26.
It's a lot. And by the way, anybody that's in the chat, take note of this nut, because this is what happens when you leave the truth. You become a bug out and a nut. Keep going.
Barakat. Barakat. Abayaka. Gabarwa. Ayah. Barakat. Hawarya. Ay. Dawaf. Gaba'ai. Iwalam. Baha Yayayan. Laraash. Yawasa. Walakodak Quad. Nazdar. Ak Yawa. Verse 27. Banyam Yan. Za'a. Yatara. Babakwar. Yakal. Ai. Wala Irab. Yakalak. Shalalal. Verse 28. Kal. Allah. Shabbatya. Yasharala. Shanyam. Aishar. Waza'at. Ashar. Dabar. Laham. Abayaham. Wayabarak. Awatham. Ayash. Ashar. Kabarakatwa. Barak. Atham. Verse 29. Wayatatawa. Awatham. Wa Amar. Alaham. Anya. Nasa. Al. Anya. Kwaparwa. Anya. Al. Abakya. Al. Hamaira. Ashar. Bashada. Iparawan. Akafya. Verse 30. Baba Ira. Ashar. Bashada. Hamakapal La. Ashar. Al. Panya. Mamara'a. Ba'arataza. Kana'aim. Ashar. Pana'a. Abraham. Ah. Ashada. Ma'a. Iparan. Hakafya. Lakaza. Kwabar.
Back to the English.
Wait, if I may,
Concept.
you have somebody in the chat. Is my Kodash One West? There's no reason if you I know that you're not in One West because you're damn sure not showing no brotherhood on the Sabbath. This is the Sabbath day, and you out the spirit. You know what I'm saying? We speaking the truth right now. There's a demon on you. It's a demon on you. Understand that. You know what I'm saying? But Dewada for, you know what I'm saying? Dewada for being a Sabbath servant, we truly appreciate it. All right? We truly appreciate it.
We appreciate the views.
Yeah, we appreciate the views. Make sure you like and share.
Right.
Make sure you like and share.
Right.
We appreciate it. And come to, you know what I'm saying? Come to the class more often because we exercise demons. We do exercise demons. So come on to class more often. We truly appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? While we're reading the scriptures and the history on our people. Continue.
It's a lot. You said brother, but I believe that's a sister with a demon on it.
Oh, is it? Oh no, I see the picture over. All right, there's no sweat. There's no sweat. The water for coming through. We
Absolutely.
truly appreciate it. And you made it in on time also.
Hey, right?
But, you know,
Hey, that's half the battle.
yeah, you set the alarm. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So you got some good in you. You know what I'm saying? Come, damn sure, come to class. Come to class.
The other half is to shut up and listen.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? I just a person that cannot control themselves.
Right.
At this moment in time, at Sabbath. All right. Continue, please.
On time. Genesis chapter 49, verse 24. But his bow abode in strength, and the arms of his hands were made strong by the hands of the mighty God of Jacob. From thence is the shepherd, the stone of Israel.
And so that phrase, but his bow abode in strength, which came right after the archers sorely grieved him and shot him and hated him. Point being, they came, ruthlessly ran through these islands, but because Joseph is so fruitful, bam, the population bounced right back, and we still here. And we still here. Keep going.
On time. Verse 25. Even by the power of thy Father, who shall help thee, and by the Almighty, who shall bless thee, blessings of heaven above, blessings of the deep that lieth under, blessings of the breast and of the womb. Verse 26.
That's straightforward, right? Same thing we just said. Keep going.
On time. The blessings of thy Father have prevailed above the blessings of my progenitors, unto the utmost bound of the everlasting hills. They shall be on the head of Joseph, and on the crown of the head of him that was separate from his brethren.
So you're saying that your blessings are going to go beyond what anybody had seen before that. And I'm sure they couldn't even, fathom what it was going to look like in the future. The powerful things that the nation of Israel was going to do and still will go on to do. Keep
on time. Verse 27. Benjamin shall raven as a wolf. In the morning he shall devour the prey, and at night he shall divide the spoil.
Raven as a wolf. Now, how do wolves roll? They roll in packs, right? And in the morning he shall devour the prey, and at night divide the spoil. And Benjamites, so-called West Indians, are one of the most together tribes out there in the nation. Like even amongst, you see it amongst some tribes, but Benjamin is strong with that community. They come in here, you go to these Benjamite neighborhoods, they're strong on family, business, they work together, they divide the spoil, they roll in packs. Keep going.
On time. Verse 28. All these are the 12 tribes of Israel. And this is it, that their father spake unto them, and blessed them. Everyone according to his blessing, he blessed them. Verse 29. And he charged them, and said unto them, I am to be gathered unto my people. Bury me with my fathers in the cave that is in the field of Ephron the Hittite.
Remember, he didn't want to be buried in Egypt. And if y'all remember in chapter 23, I think it was, or 25, where Abraham had bought this field from the Hittite, and they wanted to give it to him, but he wanted to make sure he bought it, so no matter what happened in the future, he would still have that. This is where Jacob now wanted to be taken up. He did not want to be buried in Egypt. He wanted to make it plain and make sure that his sons knew this is not our land. This is not where we belong. Keep going.
Verse 30. In the cave that is in the field of Machpelah, which is before Mamre, in the land of Canaan,
Which is the land of Israel. Go ahead.
Which Abraham bought with the field of Ephron the Hittite for a possession of a burying place.
And back to the Hebrew, verse 31.
Hold up. You ready from 25 to 30?
From 24 to 30.
24.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 31. Shema, Kwabarwa, Abraham, Wa'a, Shara'a, Ashapwa, Shema, Kwabarwa, Yatazakak, Wa'a, Rabakwa, Ashapwa, Washema, Kwabarakya, La'a. Verse 32. Ma'kwana, Hashada, Wahama'ira, Ashar, Bawa, Ma'a, Banya, Ka. Verse 33. Wayakal, Yaikwa, La Tazawa, Banyawa, Wayasa, Ragal Yawa, Hamata, Wayagawai, Wayasa, Anyawa. Genesis 50, verse 1. Wayapal, Yawasa, Panya, Abayaka, Wayabak, Al-Yawa, Wayashak, Lawa. Verse 2. Wayatazawa, Yawasa, Ibadyawa, Harapayam, Lakanat, Abyawa, Wayakanatwa, Harapayam, Yasharala. Verse 3. Wayamalawa, Lawa, Arabaya, Yawam, Kaya, Khan, Yamalawa, Yamya, Akanatnyam, Wayabakawa, Akwa, Matarja, Shaba'aya, Yawam. Verse 4. Wayaibarwa, Yamya, Bak Yathwa, Wayadabar, Yawasa, Waya, Hara'ai, La'amar, Na'a, Lataza'akya, Khan, Ba'ayan Yakam, Dabarwa, Na'a, Ba'azanya, Hara'ai, La'amar. Verse 5. Abaya, Ashab, Ya'anya, La'amar, Ana, Anakya, Ma, Bakwabarya, Ashar, Karyahya, Laya, Ba'arataza, Kana'ayin, Shama'a, Bakwabaranya, Wa'aitha, Allah, Na'a, Wa'akwabara, Abaya, Washa, Waba'a. Verse 6.
So back to the
Verse
English.
4. You're supposed to stop at 4, right? Yeah, you're supposed to stop at
Genesis chapter 49, verse 31. They were buried, Slakia. There they buried Abraham and Sarah his wife. There they buried Isaac and Rebekah his wife. And there I buried Leah. Verse 32. The purchase of the field and of the cave that is therein was from the children of Heth.
Remember, we went over this purchase earlier in Genesis. Like I said, they tried to give it to him out of the respect they had for Abraham. He wanted to make sure that he owned this land for his sons. Read.
Verse 33. When Jacob had made an end of commanding his sons, he gathered up his feet into the bed and yielded up the ghost and was gathered unto his people.
So all of these blessings that Jacob were given, he knew that it was his time. And these were his, some of the last things last conversations that he had with all his sons. And then he laid down and he knew that, he knew that it was his time to go. And that's a beautiful way to go. Surrounded by your family, giving your sons blessings, knowing that the Lord is going to be with them, having had a long life, all the things that we went through. And it's been like a movie following this brother's life for the past couple of months. And then he just passed away. That's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way he's supposed to die. Not like we die out here in this hell. Even if you make it to an old age, you're in hell. Go into the subway, go down 125th Street. Half the homeless people you see out there that's all from our nation are older. This is hell, man. And they got families, and I'm sure their families hate the fact that they're out there. But either they can't help them, or they don't have the resources, whatever it is. That's hell. But this right here, this is life. And that's what it's going to be like in the kingdom. That's why when the scripture said that there will be no more death, it's talking about this miserable death that we have to face out here. Nobody would object to this after having a long life, being surrounded by your family that loves you, and just gathered up his feet and yielded to ghosts. That's it, Reed.
Genesis chapter 50, verse 1. And Joseph fell upon his father's face and wept upon him and kissed him. Verse 2. And Joseph commanded his servants, the physicians, to embalm his father, and the physicians embalmed Israel. Verse 3.
But of course, that was something that came from the Egyptians, but I mean, it's not unlawful to embalm them. So he wanted his, the way he was looking at it, he was giving his father the best treatment. He was bringing all the best people that he had access to, do what y'all do with his body, treat it, make sure it's, preserved and whatnot. Keep going.
But if I may, just remember, he never wanted to get buried in Egypt.
Right.
So it's for the travelers.
Facts.
That's what it was for, just for the travelers.
Because typically in our culture, it would be like a quick burial, right? Like they would just take them. Like sometimes you see in America, it'll be like a week before the funeral. That don't happen in the scriptures. They take somebody like they did with Yahushua. They take somebody and they put them in the cave or put them in the ground. There's no delay. But since they was going to be traveling, that's so valid. Since they was going to be traveling, that's why he made sure to embalm him and preserve his body. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And 40 days were fulfilled for him. For so are fulfilled the days of those which are embalmed. And the Egyptians mourned for him 70 days.
So that's how much respect that they had, that they brought all of Egypt, because of the respect they had for Joseph. They brought all of Egypt to mourn for him for 40 days. Read.
Verse 4. And when the days of his mourning were past, Joseph spake unto the house of Pharaoh, saying, Now I have found grace in your eyes. Speak, I pray you, in the ears of Pharaoh, saying.
So we're going to go back to the Hebrew now.
Bashar, the last two songs.
Oh, count on. Back to the Hebrew. We're going to start at verse 6. Wayamar par I Allah Wakabar Abyaka Kashar Hashabyaka. Verse 7. Wayal Yawasap Wakabar Abua Wayalwa Athwa call Ibadya Paraya Zaquanya Bayathwa Wakal Zaquanya Arataza Matazarium. Verse 8. Wakal Bayath Wasap Wa Akua Wa Bayath Abua Rak Tapum Watazanum Wa Bakarum Izabwa Barataza Gashun. Verse 9. Wayal Imwa Gum Kal Gum Parashim Wayahaya Hamachana Kabad Ma'ad. Verse 10. Wayabawa I Garun Hatad Ashar Ba'ibar Hayodan Wayasapadwa Shum Masapad got a wall Wakabad Ma'ad Waya Aisha Ba'abua Abal Shabaith Yum Yum. Verse 11. Wayara'ah Yawashab Arataza Akananya Ath Ha'abal Bagarun Ha'atad Wayamarwa Abal Kabad Zal Amatazarium Al Khan Korah Shema Abal Matazarium Shar Ibar Hayadan. Back to English from verse 5.
God. Genesis chapter 50, verse 5. My father made me swear, saying, Lo, I die in my grave, which I have digged for me in the land of Canaan. There shalt thou bury me. Now therefore let me go up, I pray thee, and bury my father. I will come again. Verse 6. And Pharaoh said, Go up and bury thy father, according as he had made thee swear.
Just remember, Pharaoh had all the respect in the world for Joseph, so whatever Joseph said I need to do, Pharaoh said, go ahead and do it. Read.
Verse 7. And Joseph went up to bury his father, and with him went up all the servants of Pharaoh, the elders of his house, and all the elders of the land of Egypt. Verse 8.
Everybody, the servants of Pharaoh, the elders of his house, all the elders of the land of Egypt, all went up with Joseph for the show of respect that the Egyptians had for Joseph at this time. Keep going.
Verse 8. And all the house of Joseph and his brethren and his father's house, only their little ones and their flocks and their herds, they left in the land of Goshen.
So they took everything except the animals and the little kids they left behind. They didn't make them travel. Keep going.
Verse 9. There went up with him both chariots and horsemen, and it was a very great company.
You can imagine this massive funeral procession for Jacob. This is a brother who had an incredible life, had not only the love of all of his children, but his children had such success, particularly Joseph, and the power to be able to gather everybody and every great vehicle and everything in the land of Egypt for this procession. You can just visualize it. It's great.
Verse 10. And they came to the threshing floor of Atad, which is beyond Jordan. And there they mourned with a great and very sore lamentation. And he made a mourning for his father 7 days.
So once they got out there, They stayed there 7 days mourning. This is like nothing that you can even conceive of. Yeah, this is the only thing they even come close to today. They do this for like royalty, which of course their royalty of people that don't deserve to be spit on, let alone have a great funeral procession. But trying to visualize how immense this is and how the time that they're taking to grieve Jacob. Keep going.
Verse 11. And when the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, saw the mourning in the floor of Atad, they said, "This is a grievous mourning to the Egyptians." Wherefore the name of it was called Agal Mitzrayim, which is beyond Jordan.
They saw this going on and they said this is a grievous mourning to the Egyptians. Because now, again, picture this. These are all the vehicles of Egypt, all the elders of Egypt. It's just a couple of Israelites in the middle. They can't even tell the difference. They're just a couple more brothers, just a couple more black-skinned people in the middle amongst this huge funeral. And they're just like, yo, the Egyptians are mourning someone great. This is damn near like they must have thought it was a pharaoh down there that they were mourning. But this was Jacob. This was Israel. Back to the Hebrew. And I'm taking verse 12. Ishua, Bunua, Lawa, Khan, Kashar, Tazawam, verse 13. Yeshawa, Afwa, Bunua, Aratazah, Canaan, Wayakubarwa, Afwa, from Irath, Shaddai, Machpala, Shar, Qunan, Abraham, Ashaddai, Lachazath, Babar, Ma'ath, Iparan, Achathia, Alpunya, Mamra'ah, verse 14, Wayashab, Yosap, Matazarima, Awa'ah, Wa'akua, Wakal, Ilium, Athwa, Wakobar, Athabua, Akarya, Kobarwa, Athabua, verse 15, Wayarawa, Akua, Yosap, Kayal, Math, Abiahum, Wayamarwa, Lawa, Yashatamunwa, Yosap, Washab, Washiyab, Lanwa, Athkal, Haraya, Ashar, Gamalnawa, Athwa, verse 16, Wayatazawawa, Aliosap, Lamar, Abiaka, Tazwa, Lapunya, Mawathwa, Lamar, verse 17, Katha, Amarwa, Layosap, Anah, Sha'ah, Na'ah, Pashai, Achika, Wakata'atham, Kaya, Ra'aya, Gamalwaka, Wa'aitha, Sha'ah, Na'ah, Lapashai, Ibadya, Alahaya, Abiaka, Wa'barak, Yosap, Badabarum, Aliwa, verse 18, Wayalakwa, Gum Akua, Wayapawa, Lapunywa, Wayamarwa, Hanunwa, Laka, Laibadi. Back to English for verse 12.
Come on, God. Genesis chapter 50, verse 12. And his sons did unto him according as he commanded them. Verse 13. For his sons carried him into the land of Canaan and buried him in the cave of the field of Machpelah, which Abraham bought with the field for possession of a burying place of Ephron the Hittite before Mamre. Verse 14. And Joseph returned into Egypt, he and his brethren, and all that went up with him to bury his father, after he had buried his father. Verse 15. And when Joseph's brethren saw that their father was dead, They said, Joseph will peradventure hate us, and will certainly requite us all the evil which he did unto him.
So meaning, like, once this set in that their father was dead, they're looking at each other like, yo, I think Joseph was just being cool with us for the sake of our pops, and now he's been waiting to get us back, guys. And they talking to each other like they don't know what's about to happen. Read.
Verse 16. And they sent a messenger unto Joseph, saying, Thy father did command before he died, saying, verse 17, So shall ye say unto Joseph, Forgive, I pray thee now, the trespass of thy brethren and their sin. For they did unto thee evil. And now, we pray thee, forgive the trespass of the servants of the Most High of thy father. And Joseph went when they spake unto him.
And Joseph wept when they spake unto him, because this was still such an emotional thing for Joseph. You know, he still carried the pain of his brothers doing this to him, but he forgave them regardless. He still had that pain with him, but he still loved his brothers. And so when he saw this, when he saw that they were still carrying that guilt, when they were still worried about him taking revenge, that pained him. Keep going.
Verse 18, And his brethren also went and fell down before his face. They said, Behold, we be thy servants.
I can't stress this enough. Like, this is real emotion. That's why I keep trying to say, like, visualize this, because this has been a whole saga that we've been going through these last couple of months. Forget about a whole movie. This has been a whole epic. And this is real emotion that they're dealing with in every one of these verses. This is real pain that they're dealing with the past. Real life difficult forgiveness. Real life difficult. This is my family. And whatever happened in the past, if they're here like this, we got to be a family. And that's how we got to look at it when we going out to our people today. This is our family. Whatever we got to get through, we got to bring our family back together. And that's why we out here. And we're going to pick this back up next week. I nudge him up here. Shapar, which means horn. Yeah, young, which means wine.
Layashala, which means to Israel.
Shapar, which means home. When I eventually pass out. Imagine in the room, so Punja Hakadum, which means rise, turn to face the east. It's the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanah, Shabbat Shemayim, Yashayat, Shemka, Yahweh, Lakaka, Taba'at, Ratizaka, Hayat, Aisha, Baratiza, Hawat, Hayat, Ashemayim, Thundana, Thon, Kaliwa, Baslakano, Kawatino, Hasalakano, Kawatino, Wala, Bayana, Nasi one. Ball, Shani, Leon, Ra, Cup, Malakwa, Allah, Farat, I will love you, Amun, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Prayer for the power Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hashem Yahushua.
Hashem Yahushua.
Babu Kasha.
Baruch Hashem.
The Thuno.
Thuno.
Ka.
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 Larba.
Larba.
Kam Kala.
Kala.
Kamarawa.
Kala.
Ka.
Ka.
Tahar.
Tahar.
Tazariah.
Tazariah.
Ka.
Ka.
Lakayam.
Lakayam.
Amath.
Math.
Ka.
Ka.
Our Kawa.
Kala.
Tamala.
Tamala.
The Rishon.
Rishon.
Hashem Yahushua.
Hashem Yahushua.
What I'm
What
the English, Yahweh,
Yahweh.
in the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
Power to heal
Power to heal.
all manner of sickness,
All manner of sickness.
all manner of disease,
All manner of disease.
power to cleanse the leper,
Power to cleanse the leper.
power to raise the dead,
Power to raise the dead.
power against unclean spirits,
Power against the Holy
to
Spirit.
cast them out.
Cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha Ayani,
Shah.
Allah Harya,
Ahari.
Ma'ayani,
Ma'ayani.
Yaba'a Aizarya,
Yabahah. Sorry.
Aizarya,
Sorry.
Ma'ayin Yahweh,
I have.
Aisha,
Shah.
Shemayim,
Shemayim.
Wa'aratiza,
Aratas.
Aliyathan,
Ali.
Amawat,
Amawat.
Regal,
God.
Aliyatawum,
Aliyatawum.
Shamar,
Shamar.
Anah,
Anah.
Ma'ayatawum,
I have one.
Wala'aya Yashan,
I have shun.
Shamar Yasha'al,
Shamar.
Yahweh Shamar,
How Shamar.
Yahweh Tazal,
How Sal.
Al Yad Yom Yonka,
God. Young.
Yawamum,
Kawamam.
Hashemash,
Shamash.
La'aya Kakah,
I have cut.
Wa'irach Balayla,
Rock. Malaya.
Yahweh,
How.
Yashmar,
Yashmar.
Kal Ra,
Kal Ra.
Yashmar,
Yashmar.
Pashka, Yahweh, Yashmar,
Yashmar.
Fazak,
Kazak.
Wak,
Kawak.
Ma'aitha,
I.
Wa'adabalum.
I will.
The English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
I lift up my eyes to the hill.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh,
Help cometh from your house.
which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
You will not suffer thy foot to be
He
moved.
that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold.
he that keepeth Israel,
He that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
How is thy keeper?
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
How is thy shade upon thy right hand?
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in.
and thy coming in.
From this time forth
From this time forth,
and even forevermore.
even forevermore.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahai, Altamiyalaka,
Adamayah.
Altakarash,
Apakarash.
Altashakwa,
Allah Shakwa.
Allah,
Allah.
Kayahana,
Ayahana.
Oyabika,
Ayah.
Yahamirwan,
Amayawan.
Shinaya,
Shemai.
the Shab,
Shao.
Ra'ash,
Rash.
Al-Aimika,
Al-Ain.
Yairayungu,
Yam.
Sawaz,
Wa.
Bayataya Aitazawak,
Kataya Aitazwa.
Altazapwindika,
Aitazwa.
Amaro,
Maro.
Makawa,
Kau.
Wakakina,
Kaki.
Magali,
Glory.
Mala'a,
Wala.
Yazakar,
Scar.
Shumyasha'al,
Shamyash.
Aiwad,
Wa.
Kayat,
Ayah.
Aitazawak,
Aitazwa.
Labyakadi,
Abika.
Ali,
Ali.
Bariat,
Maria.
the Karat,
Karat.
the Holly,
Holly.
the woman,
Nawal.
the Shemali,
Shemali.
Moab,
Nawal.
Wahagari,
Glory.
the Ball,
Abal.
Wa'aimalak,
Aimah.
Wa'aimalak,
Allah.
Shah,
Shah.
I'm your shop,
Shah.
that's a war,
War.
Gamashu,
Gamash.
Nalawat,
Lawa.
Imam,
Ma.
Hayawat,
Wa.
Zarwat,
Sarawat.
Abunilawat,
Mani. Wa.
Salat,
Salah.
Aishalaham,
Shah.
Kamadi,
Ma.
Kasiyasara,
Siyas. Ra.
Tayabi,
Ya.
Banakal,
Bakal.
Yashua,
Yash.
Nashamadi,
Ashma.
Bayandahara,
Yandar.
Hayawat,
Wa.
Man,
Ma.
Ladamat,
Adama.
Shethamu,
Thamu.
Nanayabu,
Yam.
Ira,
Ira.
because I,
How.
because of Ba,
Ah.
because of Zalmanah,
Zalmanah.
call the say, come,
Come. Come.
Shah,
Shah.
Tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
they are shot,
Shah.
Alawat,
Nawa.
Ah,
Ah.
Nawat,
Nawa.
Alahayat,
Hai.
Alahayat,
Ya.
Shethamus,
Shethamus.
the Goggle,
Goggle.
the Fash,
Wa.
the Funny Rakat,
Hani. Wa.
Ash,
Ash.
Byron Ira,
Iri.
the
Iri.
Alahat,
Allah.
the Alahat,
Ah.
Hari,
Ari.
the Radat,
Nantara.
the Cyrus,
Sire.
the Sopat,
Basalapa.
the Bahalum, the
Bahala.
Allah,
Ah.
Punyan,
Hani.
the One,
Bahala.
we have a Bash,
Bash.
Shemkush,
Ka.
Yahweh,
How.
the Bash,
Bash.
we have a Bahaw,
Bahala.
I can I,
Ah.
we have a Paro,
Par.
we have Badu,
Bal.
we have David,
Dial.
Kayat, Ithah, Shemkush, Yahweh, Leviathan, Ali, Al-Kahar, in the English, keep not thou silence on my power.
Keep not thou silence on my power.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
Be not still, O power.
Be not still, O power.
For lo,
Thine
enemies make a tumult,
enemies make a tumult,
and they that hate thee
they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
lift up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people,
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
consult against thy enemies.
They have said, come,
They have said, come,
and let us cut them off from being a nation,
let us cut them off from being a nation.
that the name of Israel
The name of Israel
may be no more remembered.
no more remembered.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They have consulted together in one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against
The tabernacles of Edom,
the tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites,
The Ishmaelites,
of Moab,
Moab,
the Hagarites,
Hagarites,
the Baal,
Baal,
and Ammon,
Ammon,
and Amalek,
Amalek,
Philistines,
Philistines,
the inhabitants of Tyre.
inhabitants of Tyre.
The sword also is joined with.
Sword also is joined.
They have opened the children of Lot.
Open the children of Lot.
Salah, do unto them,
Do unto them,
as unto the Midianites,
unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
to Jabin,
and the brook of Kison,
brook of Kison,
which perished at Endor.
perished at
They
Endor.
became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like a red,
They can normal like a red.
and like Zaid.
They say,
Yea,
yea,
on a princess of
the
Ba,
princess has divided.
and is thou Muna.
That's the moon.
Said,
Said,
let us take to ourselves
let's take to ourselves
houses of the most high in possession.
the house of the Most High in possession.
Oh my power,
Oh my power,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel.
as the stubble before the wind,
As the stubble before the wind.
as the fire burns the wood,
Fire burns the wood.
as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
As the flame set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest,
So persecute them with thy tempest.
and make them afraid with thy storm.
Make them afraid of thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame.
that they may seek thy name.
They may see thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
let them be confounded and troubled forever.
let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame
let them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish.
that men may know
That men may know
that thou,
that
whose name alone
His name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high
the Most High,
over all the earth.
for all the earth.
Blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh. Yahweh Shai. Wamayaka Allah. Walahaya. Atazabi Allah Wapihan. Kala Wapi. Asranya. Kotaziyanya. Kayali. Wahakwati. Yahweh. Bahashemi Hawashai. The water Aman. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai. Michael. The angels. Manager of Yohanan. Generals.
General,
Captains. The officers.
officers,
Troopers.
troops,
And assistants.
assistants.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Prayer for the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and
and
earth,
all things living.
all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Say evils and curses.
Say evils and
And
curses.
punishment and destruction.
Punishment and
To
destruction.
the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against us.
Speak against
The
us.
prophets.
The prophets.
The teachers.
Teachers.
The princes.
Princes.
The priests.
Priests.
The Israelite brothers.
Israelite brothers.
In the school.
In school.
Say evils and curses.
The evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
Punishment and
To
destruction.
the heathen.
To the heathen.
That shake loose.
Shake loose.
The treasure.
Treasure.
The rich of Israel.
The rich of
That
Israel.
refuse to give to the school.
They refuse to get to the school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
Enter into thy sanctuary.
Enter that sanctuary.
Send evils and curses.
Evils and curses.
Punishment, destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the Edomites.
To the Edomites.
And the nation.
The nation.
And their drug dealers.
Drug dealers.
Court system.
Court system.
Prison system.
Prisons.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and
The
armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
Pope.
Pope.
Islam.
Islam.
Christianity.
Christianity.
Egyptology.
Egyptology.
Militia. Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation.
Aryan Nation.
Skinheads.
Skinheads.
Posse Comitatus.
Posse Comitatus.
The gay movement.
Gay movement.
Lesbian movement.
Lesbian movement.
Spies.
Spies.
Workers in witchcraft.
Witchcraft.
NASA space program.
NASA space program.
The Army.
The Army.
Navy.
Navy.
Air Force.
Air Force.
Marines.
Marines.
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
And the airways.
Airways.
Cable access channels.
Cable access channels.
And the radio channels.
Radio channels.
Convict the spirits.
Convict the spirit.
Any of thy people.
Many of thy people
That seek to stop us.
seek to stop us.
To bring swift destruction.
Bring swift
To
destruction.
all the heathens.
To all the
That
heathens.
stand in the way.
Stand in the way.
And try to stop us.
Trying to stop us.
Broadcasting your word.
Broadcasting your word.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Throughout the planet.
Let loose all the plagues.
Loose all the plagues.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Through the earth.
Through the earth.
And consume it.
Consume
But the plagues.
the plagues.
Take the house of the thief.
Shake the house of the thief.
And the murder.
The bird.
Let Yahweh shot. Michael and Gabriel.
Michael gate.
From down to fly sources.
Down to flying saucers.
Punish all the heathen.
Punish all the
That come up against us.
Come up against
As we
us.
speak thy words.
Speak thy word.
Cause it to be known by all.
Cause to be known by all.
That it is the angels that have done it.
That is the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread through the media.
Cause to be spread through the media.
Throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause it to shake thy tongue.
Cause it to shake thy tongue.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
Sorry, face the front. Gonna give one courtesy salute. That concludes the Sabbath service. We're gonna pick up next week in Genesis 50th chapter and the 19th verse. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim Barak, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh dismissed.
Right.